Hello, gentle exercise session time again. So marching, shoulders back and down, knees as nice and soft. Today we're going to be working with body weight, working with bands and a chair. So we're mixing it up a little bit. We're slowing the pace down. We're giving you intervals, higher intervals, lower intervals. And the exercise is a lot of exercise for loosening your lower back and strengthening and loosening around the hip area. So if you've been sitting for a long time, these are really good exercises for you to do. So we'll mix it up today. So it's not too difficult, but emphasis on technique. Little step touch from side to side, or little toe taps from side to side. Again, just warming you up, getting you ready for doing the exercises today. So assuming you've had your medication, you've got your pumps or sprays with you, you've had something to eat in the last sort of 3 to 4 hours, and there's no change in conditions, and you're ready for doing a little bit of light exercise today. Little march on the spot, little punch forward, keeping the elbows soft, and start to take that punch down. So hoping that you've got some nice music on in the background. My voice is clear with delivering the techniques and the exercises. Don't forget, you can always go through the exercises, so we're changing the exercise here. So you can go through the exercise initially, and then do it again later. Sometimes you can miss things on your first time round, so it's nice to have that second view again, having another look to see what you can do correctly. So arms coming up and out to the side. So there's quite a few different sort of exercises today, so I will take my time as I go through those exercises. So taking the arms down, hands down to the side, a little push back, a little tap back with your toes. So again, we're taking your bones, your joints through different range of movements just to get them ready for doing the exercise. So taking the arms down, little step touch, a little knee bend as though you're doing a little curtsy. So the whole foot drops down to the floor. Again, your shoulders are squeezed back, arms are loosely dropped down by the side. We're going to take the movement to little heel taps forward with a bicep curl. So heels go forward and add that bicep curl in. So elbows are pushed into the side. Again, squeeze your shoulder blades back, not extending the legs too far forward, and maintaining good balance. So at all point, think good posture. Just make sure the feet are hip distance apart. And all the movement are rhythmic and controlled. I'm going to take the arms down, circling through the shoulders, and bring that tap to a march. So a little march on the spot, lifting the knees up, swaying the arms, nice deep breaths. So we're going through different exercises here. So feet hip distance apart, so starting the main exercise. So a little knee bend. Okay, so it's a nice slow pace. So we're going to take the arms up and lower. So really think about lifting, squeezing your shoulders to lift the arms up, and sort of squeezing through the bottom as you push up to strengthen through your glutes, your bottom. So little knee bends. So again, not dropping down too far. Really think about squeezing and lifting those elbows up. So we're going to make it a little larger. So we're working through different ranges of movement. Maybe a little bit lower with the squat as well. So again, nice deep breaths, breathing in and out. So I'm going to slow it right down. So really think about pushing the weight through the heels. So it's good practice to get your technique correct for later on in the session. So dropping down and up. So taking the arm movements away, taking them down, slight bend in the knees, during this sort of semi-sit position. So you can come up onto your toes, walk up onto your toes and back. So a little rock, not doing anything with the arms at the moment, and then pushing back down. So keeping those knees locked. I'm going to alternate the knees. So little knee raises here. Now with your arms, take the arms up and down. So do not lengthen up through those legs. Keep those feet moving. And keep it rhythmic. It'll help strengthen. You'll feel the strengthening through your thighs and through your calves. Just keeping the toes down, literally alternating the heels coming up. They don't have to come up too high. So if you can stay with this, may seem a strange movement, but it's quite an effective movement. And I'm going to slow it down. Slow the arms down, got to keep the feet moving to prevent that cramp. We've got another about 12 seconds to work. So again, keeping those heels lifting and lowering as you're taking those arms up and down. You've got another 5 seconds. So keeping those heels coming up and down, even a slight bend in the knees. Okay, so lengthen up. Surprising how much it gets you out of breath. This will be aching and this will be aching. So a little march just to free things up. So I think we'll do a little squat here. So semi-squat. So a squat and then tap behind. Squat, tap behind. So you can take it into a nice deep movement, making sure your feet are dropping down to the floor. Knees are coming forward. So nice dip down and tap behind. So these exercises, some of these exercises are timed. Some just work to failure. So that second exercise with lifting the low in the heels, you do get quite fatigued in the quads and in the calves. But again, it's something good to have a bank of exercises, something you can do that you know will help strengthen different areas of your body. So we'll squat down and tap behind. So you've done quite a sort of straight in, quite an extensive movement to strengthen your legs. So we're going to mix it up a bit now. So we're going to work your upper body. So you bring it back to a march, and this is where you need the band. So grab the band. So we're going to work through the chest, shoulders and triceps now. So the band comes behind the back. So the first movement is pushing forward. Second movement is pushing up. And we're going to alternate the forward movement to pushing up. Let's go. You've got 1 minute doing this exercise. The chair is there. You could have a little sit down. But what you could do is just keep the feet moving. But if you can do it standing, let's do it. So again, keeping the wrists fixed so the wrist doesn't roll over as you push forward or as you push up. That band's nestling under the arms, so it's stopping the band from slipping forward or above. So again, pushing up. You're over halfway. Keep the feet moving. Then after this exercise, we're moving on to working through the shoulders and the upper back. We've got 5 seconds left. And then after 5 seconds, just take the arms down and I'll show you the different grip. Okay, so taking the arms down, loosen through the shoulders, nice narrow grip. The hands are like so, good grip, elbows into the side, taking the arms out. The elbows stay into the side, squeeze the shoulder blades back, and the arms come straight across. So they don't, so both arms work the same range of movement. So again, it's good to use a mirror. So if you find that one arm's working more, the mirror is there to allow you to correct that movement. So we're splitting this up so you can see maybe that the back of the shoulders and the upper back is squeezing together as I take the arms out. You can intensify this movement more of the upper back by placing the hands over the top of the band, arms out in front, taking the arms out here. So again, keeping the wrists nice and tight, arms shoulder height. So this minute is a mixture of the the lower exercise and the upper body exercise. Just taking the arms out, again squeezing the shoulder blades together. Keep it rhythmic. The hands starting to slide across the top of the band. Stop, grip the band, and to do the same movement again. Okay, so we're almost there. Okay, lowering the arms down, give the shoulders a rest. So we're going to work the biceps, and again, the shoulders from the muscles from the neck across down to here. So the band sits underneath your feet or foot. Depends on the length of the band and the strength of the band. Give me a slight bend in the knees so you don't lock the legs out. So you're working the legs as well here, and also may lengthen the band. So bicep curls. So elbows pushed in. It's almost as though the hips are a ledge, and the elbows sitting nicely on the ledge. Now, all the way down. I've done a couple which I didn't do a full range of movement. It's going to help strengthen the wrists as well. So you get that nice strong grip of the band. Slight bend in the knees. So the knees may be aching just a little bit. Second exercise, and then we'll put them together. Second exercise is an upright row. So again, squeezing up to the armpits, pushing back with the elbows, and those legs haven't lengthened out. So we're staying in that semi-bend. So upright rows. So think where you want to pace the breathing. You may want to breathe in and breathe out. So it slows the pace down. It's not all about the pace, it's about the technique. So again, you can probably see the sort of shoulders coming up, so you're tightening across the top of your shoulders. So you're going to sort of mix the two together. So we'll do an upright, a bicep curl, change the grip, upright. So bicep, upright. Still got that bend. Still pushing that tummy muscles nice and tight. And lifting up. So elbows in, curl up. It's a combination. Biceps, shoulders, upper back. So bicep curl, upright row. So you've done sort of a slower and intense section. You've done a band section to work the majority of the muscles of the upper back, of the upper body. So everything's about intervals. So we need to work the muscle of the heart. So we need to sort of step things up a little bit. So make this your last one. Place the band down. Straight into spotty dogs. So taking the arms up and out behind. So raise your heart rate because you've done sort of slow and controlled movements. This brings your heart rate up a little. So it's tapping back with your toes. Arms coming up in front. Make that tap back as far or as little as you want. You can keep a slight bend in the knee or lengthen back, slow that pace. You can increase the pace. You can make it your own. So again, good stride back if you can. If you can, arms up nice and high. Don't forget, if you get breathless, take the arms down and keep those feet moving. So we're doing 3 aerobic exercises. So combined just over 3 minutes of raising your heart rate up before we do some chair exercises. So keep going just a little bit longer. So the next exercise is taking your legs and your hips through a different range of movement. So currently taking the legs back, and you change the arms, so the arms come up and out to the side. Body upright, stride out behind a little lower, taking it straight into knee raises. So you were there before you knew it. So you've changed the range of movement through your shoulders, so you don't do too much repetitive movement through your shoulders, and lifting the knees up in front. So it's working around the hip joint in a different range. So it's just mixing it up, making it a little bit more interesting for you. So again, maintaining your heart rate raised. You can make it harder by lengthening the arms. You can take the arms up above. You can add that hop, skip and a jump. So the levels are there for you. So take them through different levels that you wish. So keep the knees coming up, change the arms. So pushing up. Now change the legs. So the knees are soft, tapping out with your toes, arms are coming up. If you get breathless, take the arms a little lower. If you're still a little bit breathless, take the arms down. You can make that pace slower and the range of movement with your feet a little slower as well. Let's have a look at middle range. So you would have brought your heart rate up. So the next set of exercises will be working through the hips and lower back. Some nice exercises to stretch the lower back. Get the hip joint mobilised to take away any tension which may pull in your lower back. So the next exercise, you'll need a chair. And again, I'll go through the different exercises, try to show you from different angles so you can understand, follow, replicate the exercise. So bring it back to a march. So this is where you need your chair. So if you just grab the chair. So a little march on the spot. So you're going to use the chair. To probably push it away this way. Just holding onto the chair. You bring the knee into the chair. Step back, push back. Get a nice stretch of lower back. Upright position. Opposite knee into the chair. Step back. Feet hip distance apart. Push back. This is where you get a really nice stretch in the lower back. So we're just doing this now. So if you take one knee in, take it back. Push back. Again, one knee in, step back, push back. So don't do it too quickly. Use the set time to really push back. Every time you push back, just ease back slowly into where you feel a stretch, then come forward. So it's like a moving stretch. So you feel that stretch, and every time you step back, you should or may feel that you can reach just a little bit forward more before you get that sort of tightness in the lower back to restrict you through this movement. So don't worry about the pace, just try and maintain that full range of movement. So forward, back, heels to the floor, push your bottom back, really reach forward and then forward. So a couple more in your own time. Okay, you may want to just stand up just to sort of loosen and move, get the blood pumping around the body a little more. So your next exercise, again, holding onto the chair. Slight bend the knees, bend at the knee here, knee forward, kick back, forward, kick back. As you come forward and kick back, care not to twist the hips. So knee touch and push back. So your weight is quite forward. Your weight is, you've got your wrists, your shoulders in line. So you're not sort of doing it from here. Right sort of over your weight's over your hands. So pushing to the knee, to the chair and pushing back up. I'll show you from this way. I'm going to change legs. So knee forward and kick up. Forward and kick up. So that kick up will get that movement through your hips, squeezing of your bottom. You get a nice stretch to the front of your hips. So I would say do 10 on one side and then 10 on the other. So this is where you can follow, you can keep going, where you can follow and think about doing this away from the YouTube session. So your weight's forward as you push back. Try not to twist the wrists, the hips. Mine may be twisting just a little bit. Well, not now, just because I'm looking across to you. You need to get your device set where you can watch, but you're not twisting. So knee up, push up. It's a little march. You may take longer. You may want to do a few more. So now we're going to loosen through the hips. Just hand into the chair, last exercise here, feet hip distance apart, weight over your hands, so you're not reaching from here. Weight over your hands, one leg bent, it's in line with your support leg. You turn the knee in to touch your support leg, then knee out. So you're rotating here, so you can see the movement through the hips. I'll show you from an angle. Knee in, knee out. In, touch your opposite knee, really bring that leg forward, keeping the hips square, and then out. So you can see the rotation through the hips, tummy muscles nice and tight, so there's a nice stretch for this area here, again, which can become really tight. So knee in, knee out, knee in and out. So again, keep it nice and smooth, slow the pace. So it's not about the numbers that you do, it's about the movement you feel. So sort of rotation through the hips. It's really nice to loosen the lower back and the hip area here. So try the opposite side. So I'll show you from one side. So knees in line. As you can see, knee in, nudging the support leg and then out. So one side will seem tighter than the other. And I'll show you from here. So again, knee in, knee out, knee in. So again, really nice for loosening this area here. So if you did again about 10 on one side and then 10 on the other until you felt nice and loose in the lower back. So in and out. Holding this position here, toes flexed, push up to the ceiling, your next exercise. So you loosen through the lower back, now strengthening your bottom. So it's been a combination of loosen and strengthen. So as though you're pushing up to the ceiling. Now you can do it into a pulse here if you want to make it a little bit more challenging. So just a small movement, or you can bring it in and push up. This is the harder option. I'll show you on the opposite leg. So you may have swapped legs, so pulse or bigger movement. So bigger movement, or pulse. So it's just a small movement through the hips. So again, 10 on one side, 10 on the other. And I said it's like a bank of exercise you can take away with you. So a little march on the spot. Feet hip distance apart, swivel out, so the toes go off in an angle. So you've got that plie squat here. So just have a little look that your heels, your toes are being obscured by the knee as you drop down. So the next exercise here, so you've got your arms here. So as you drop down, see if you can take that arm through that gap. So you're from the side, so you've got that plie squat, arms in, arms out. So you're crossing through that gap, adding a little twist through the waist, but keeping that opposite arm raised. So again, plie, arms up, arms down, and that little twist. So knees go out over your toes, turn the head just to look over that bent knee as you move from side to side. Then now you got it, you got another, just under 30 seconds, about 25 seconds left to maintain this. So pushing out and across. Got 8 seconds left. And a little march, just loosen it out. Do combinations, so you've worked your heart, those higher intensities, you work with the bands, you work loosening and strengthening your lower back, so you work on the legs a little more. So you've got your normal squat, turn the toes out, bigger squat, normal squat, bigger squat. So arms forward, arms out, arms forward, out. Keep going. So again, knees forward, knees out, but tracking over your toes. So keep going, so forward and out. Forward and out. You've got about another 20 seconds left. Keep going. Got 4 seconds. That was quick. Okay, we're going to finish off with the band. So grabbing the band. Standing on the band, arm up out to the side. What could be easier than that? Slight bend in the knees, make it a little bit harder. So you've got a static contraction to your legs, arms are coming out to the side, wrists are fixed, mine came round then. So if you can, arm up, tap to the side. Oh, that leg came up. So you're working through your shoulders. You're working to strengthen this area here, which you've loosened by doing that knee exercise. Push it out to the side. Make sure you don't kick the chair. So a slight bend in your support leg. I lengthen mine up as I change. So this is strengthening. My shoulders are strengthening. My hip area here, your glutes are strengthening. 3 areas of your hips. It's your medius. So as soon as you get choppy, slow it down and stop, have a little rest, and then start again. So it's good to do work until you can't, so the technique goes, rest and do it again. So you're in control. So slow movements up and out. I'm going to swap legs. Start with the arm, bring up out to the side. You will have a weaker side. Bend that support leg. Next option, tap to the side and in. Next option, body upright, slight bend in that support leg, so body remains upright, so you're not leaning forward or out to the side, because that will throw you off balance. And keeping a slight bend in my knee, lifting that leg up out to the side, keeping my toes flexed, squeezing through the side of my bottom. Again, just keep this smooth and controlled. Take my arm out of the way and then you can see. So as soon as you start getting a bit choppy and increasing the pace, your balance is probably going. Like then. So I'd take a rest and I would do it again. Moving on to the last exercise, because we're running out of time. Standing on the band, either 1 foot or 2 feet, depends on the strength of the band. And this little bend down to the side. So keep the headline in line with your spine. So you can start to draw the arms up here, which is what we do in the warm-up sometimes. So again, you're getting a nice lift and strengthen through the shoulders, a nice stretch down the side of your back. So this is where the legs are straight, but not locked out. And again, just keeping it rhythmic. Okay, so one more, each side. Bands dropped, pull away, gone. Hands into your lower back, squeeze back. Hands forward, push forward, slight bend in the knee. Taking the arms up nice and high, pushing back, push the pelvis under. Lower the arms down. Taking that one leg out behind, hips square, facing forward. Reaching up with your arms. I'm going to move my leg across because my feet should be hip distance apart. I'm going to lower my arms down. I'm going to take up and lower. Heel comes up, heel lowers down. Oops, without falling over. I'm going to lower the arms down. Take that rear leg, take it up, hold on to a wall, hold on to a chair, squeeze your shoulder blades back. Taking that bent leg, take it out in front, sit down. So hinging forward from your waist, push the pelvis up, keep your head lifted, raise that toe up, reach down, touch that toe. Slide the hands up, changing over legs. So again, heels down, lean forward. Reaching up and down, up and down. Oops, balance compromise. Okay, step forward, take hold of that ankle, squeeze your heels towards your bottom. Again, knees in line, back nice and straight. When you're ready, take that leg forward, toe down, hinge forward a little bit more if you can. Raise that toe up, reach forward, touch that toe, drop that toe down, slide the hands up, step back, round the shoulders, deep breath in and slowly out. Round the shoulders, think good posture, nice and tight. And that's it. Well done. Done for another day. Bye.